A very good afternoon, my dear students. On behalf of NTCC High School family, a warm welcome to each one of you. This is Regina Victor Joseph, your English teacher, and I welcome you all to the online class. Instructions: use earphone or headphone for better sound clarity. Sit in a quiet place to avoid any mishaps. Keep a book, pencil, and eraser handy. Read the poem loudly as guided by the teacher. You may pause the video to make note of important points and resume to the PPT. Stay indoors and healthy at home. So my dear students, today we are going to do a new topic from our Balbharati book, number 3, that is Recess by Anonymous. Now when you hear this word recess, I'm sure that you're missing your school, because during recess there was a lot of mischief going around. We could see our friends, we could see teachers yelling around, don't go here, don't run about, don't do this, don't do that, sit in your place and eat your tiffin. You would share your tiffin with your friends. So many other things involved around this word recess. So let us see, children. But where does this word recess apply? It applies only in the school hours, correct? I'm sure that you all are dearly missing your school, so as I am, correct? Our school buildings are closed, but the education has to go on. So once again, let us just walk down the memory lane and see what do we do in our school activity and the time that has been allotted in our school hours. I just pray to our Lord Almighty that this pandemic comes to an end very soon and we resume our life back to normal in very short span of time, dear students. For that we only have to pray to our Lord Almighty. So how do we begin our school day? What are the activities involved? When you come to school, you stand in the line as guided by your teachers and you're getting yourself prepared for the school assembly, isn't it? Yes, we get ready for our school assembly. And during the school assembly, children, what do? We have hymns. There are students who are being prepared to sing the hymns or the songs. And then you have the thought for the day. Then you have the importance for the day. And then you have the prayer, and so on. Our assembly is being conducted. After the prayer and the assembly is over, you have important instructions that our principal or vice principal or our HM ma'am has to give some important instructions to us. So we listen to them carefully and we have to follow it. Then what does happen, children? You go to your respective classes. Your teacher welcomes you, and then we start with our first period for the day. Then the teacher is teaching and the students are listening. So there is equal reaction, like there's the students and the teachers interaction time. When the teacher is explaining, when she finish explaining the lesson, then some students have doubts, right? They will ask questions. They want to know what is the meaning of that particular word or that particular sentence. So they ask the teacher for their questions, and the teacher happily answers their questions. Then we have few students who have doubts related to their studies or their subjects, or probably if it's maths, then maybe some doubt in the maths sum. And the teacher answers and helps that child. During the course of time, children, you have a set period of time that has been set for some fun time. That is called the recess. Yes, and when does this happen? you have a particular long bell that you come to know that it is your recess time. And when you hear that bell, you just jump with joy, isn't it? You jump with joy, and then you know it's time for your recess and you have to eat your tiffin. After that, then you have to be serious because then you have your exam time, or you have to come back to your class and begin with the next lecture. Then you have your PT period. You can see children playing over here, right? You can do your exercise. Then there is some games that is being organized for you. Your PT sir or your teacher guides you and explains how you have to play this, or to get prepared for the sports day. Like this is one of the picture where it tells you that here the students are playing with all their might, and this game is called tug of war. Okay, so they're just playing with all their might. So you see the happiness that you have, children, during recess. Like, you keep your tiffins on your desk and you have your friends surrounded with you, and then you share your tiffins and you're telling all stories, what happened, what you bought in your tiffin, and blah 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 blah. The story goes on, and then you're so excited because in that part of time you just want to capture every moment. You don't know that what is going to happen next, so you're so excited. You just run about here and there, and you speak to your friends, you laugh, you joke, you enjoy this particular time of recess, right? Isn't it? This is the reaction that happens when you hear the bell of the recess. We are so excited because we want to see what our mother or our auntie or grandmother has given us in the tiffin, and then we want to spend time with our friends, isn't it? We want to spend time with our friends. So I'm going to read this poem to you loudly. I want that you should read it the same manner as I have taught you. Okay, so I'll read it to you. Lesson number 3, Recess, by Anonymous. Girls and boys make lots of noise and run and jump and laugh and shout, while here and there, with quiet air, groups of children walk about. That's the first stanza. The second stanza, a game begins, but no one wins, although they play with might and main. For long before the game is o'er, the bell rings out for school again. So, we will see what is the explanation for this poem, children. First of all, this poem is called Recess, and since there is no poet or poetess, we are going to say by Anonymous. So you can see this picture that I have shown here. It says girls and boys make lots of noise. Now I'm not telling everyone does, but there are few children who are little naughty, and they want to have some fun. So they make lots of noise. And run and jump. So you can see that they're running and jumping all over. And laugh and shout with joy, because it's recess time, while here and there with quiet air, groups of children walk about. So you can see the children walk about in groups, and then a game begins, but no one wins. Now definitely during recess the time is allotted, right? So the game begins, but no one wins because the time is up for the recess. Though they play with might and main, so they play with all their strength, with all the courage that they have. But long before the game is over, okay, so you can see here the children are playing, but before the game is over, the bell rings and recess is over. So what happens then? The game, there is no winner in the game, isn't it? So children, I want you to see the meanings. What is the meaning of recess? The break between school classes. The second meaning with quiet air is looking quiet, being quiet. Third, with might and main, with all their strength. Or means over. Now recapitulation. Answer the following questions. The first question is, during the recess, what do the children in this poem do? The answer is, the children in the poem jump, laugh, make noise and play games during the recess. The second question, why does no one win? The answer is, no one is able to win the games because the recess ends too soon. Now homework time. So for your homework, children, what you have to do? First, you have to shoot a self-expression video on how do you all miss your school, lunch break or recess. Okay. So there is a 2-minute video you have to prepare. Make sure that your background has to be very clear. There should be no mess around your background. And you know, when you see these advertisements, how the children speak, you have to talk for 2 minutes and say how you miss your school or your recess. You have to shoot that video and send it to me on my WhatsApp number. That is the first thing that you have to do. The second thing, you have to observe the picture as given in the poem and you have to write 8 to 10 lines on it. Like I have sent you this recess, the poem, right? That girls and boys make lots of noise. So you have to see this picture, observe it, and you have to write 8 to 10 lines on this, children. Okay, I'll be sending you the notes as well. So please copy these notes in your English notebook. And if you have any doubts, children, I'm sure, please, it's a request. I want you all to get your doubts clear. You can call me, you can message me. I will definitely get back to you. Okay. Thank you so much, my dear students. God bless you all.